All right, babies, it's that time again. Woo! It's kind of a nice morning. I think it's about 40 degrees or so. Feels all right. Couldn't find a matching scarf. It's my hair looks like it could use a little adjustment. Yeah, whatever. So the Lord is good. It's another good day. Can't wait to see what He has for me. And I can't wait to see what I have for Him. I used to always think about this thing about surprising God. They'd be like, "How can you surprise God? That's like I thought you were a smart guy." And what I mean by that is, like, when you think of like a love relationship, and you want to bless the other one. There's nothing better than surprising them with some kind of loving gesture, right? That's what I mean by that. So we'll see. So yeah, I'm on my way to church. I've been excited about that all week. Like I told you, I've been preparing for teaching a Bible study one of these days. And even if I, like, obviously today they're not going to ask me to teach. I'm sure they would give me some heads up. But my heads up to myself will only be to continue doing what I'm doing. Try to be an open vessel for the Spirit of God to dwell in me, to rest His head in me, and for me to be in continual communion with Him. So whether I'm teaching a Bible study or I'm just there as a worshiper and part of the body of Christ, I'm representing Christ. I'm an example of His living Spirit. So we should always be in a position of readiness. I was going to say preparation, but really preparing means for a future event. So there is no future event when God lives in you. Come on, baby. Keep up with me. I had a conversation with somebody recently, just kind of an exchange on Facebook, and it didn't go well because I was trying to bring attention to him that he was trying to encourage people not to be legalistic, and his solution was to be legalistic. So that didn't go well. I tried. Nice thing that happened yesterday is I was talking to someone, and I was encouraging them to also encourage his daughter to use her gifts in the Spirit, because she's just wonderfully gifted in her musical ability and giftedness in connecting with God that way. And I thought it would be a great thing for her to recultivate that gift, and it would help her through some of the challenges she may be facing. And then so we had our conversation, and then I was just kind of laying there, and I came across, this is how it happened. I came across this song by Genesis. It's called Firth of Fifth. It's from the Selling England by the Pound album, 1973. And it starts off with this very fast and quickly alternating arpeggiating. And I've always wanted to play it, and I used to try to play along with it. And just it's so fast. It's this is ridiculous. But I'd get the accent notes. I'd every once in a while I would hit the right note, one. I hit the right note one out of every 8 notes, something like that. So I came across a transcription of it, and which I've been seeing for quite a while now, and I thought, oh, that's good. I'll check that out sometime. So yesterday was the day I checked it out. Oh my God. It was discouraging. I could see some of it was oh, okay, that's just a B flat major chord. Okay, I got that. And then it just got into all this other stuff, and I'm just oh no. You gotta check that out sometime. Firth of Fifth. It's written by Tony Banks. So there I was at the keyboard, and I was oh well, seeing as I'm at the keyboard here, and I was just talking to someone about ministering to God. I'm how about me ministering to God? Let's do that. And so my fingers just all of a sudden just landed on this chord. And I was ooh, I like that. And I just continued that accidental placement, and immediately came up with this thing that was useful for worship. And so I sent that out as an encouragement. And I just have to say that in my past life, many moons ago, I used to do that a lot, every day. And it was my favorite thing to do. And I just stopped doing it because I was more interested in learning how to improvise to other people's music. And I was seeing so much growth in that I just kind of gave up on the idea of doing these improvised worship songs. So I can see God's changing that. He's changing a lot. In fact, speaking of that, of me improvising to other people's music, I don't do it anymore. I used to do it between an hour and 3 hours a day. And if I didn't do it, I'd be upset. Now I don't even think about it. Jesus. So does that mean I will never do it again? No. That means God's shown me a better way. That just means He's got me doing something different, and I'm attentive to what it is He's got me doing. And I do what He wants me to do. And having said that, yesterday I had a much better day than the day before because I was better at being attentive to what He wanted me to do. And this reminds me of something I've told you before, and that is where Paul mentions it's better to do what is expedient rather than what is permissible. And that's basically how yesterday went. And I also started in on the book of Mark, and I did a lot of historical study on the book of Mark and how Matthew borrowed from Mark, Luke borrowed from Matthew, John borrowed from all of them. And all of them decades after Jesus passed, and all written by people other than who they say they are. That should give you a little bit of a sign that something's going on here. So thankfully we have complete access to the throne room of God, and he wants to take residence in us, and that's our job every day, is to allow him the space in us to rest so that he can be fully seen in his complete ascendant form. And by that, in that way, we transform the world. Yeah, baby.